and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a very simple, quick makeup look that I usually do every day, like before work. And for me personally, I can do this in 10 minutes or less, just kind of depending on if I modify it or not. So I really like this look just because it's simple, it's fast, and really you don't have to have like a ton of product. Honestly, I'm not, at least I don't think I'm using a whole bunch. Most of my stuff actually, I would say 95% of it is actually drugstore, so that's awesome as well. So let's just go right into it. So actually, the first thing I'm going to do is use a lip balm just so my lips are moisturized while I'm doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm using the Soothing Touch Coconut Lime Lip Balm. If you can find this, this is an amazing lip balm. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a primer, and I'm using the Smashbox Pore Minimizer. I have big pores, you know, just like right here, so that's where I'm going to use this mostly. And honestly, when it comes to primer, this is pretty much the only place that I've been putting it lately. I don't really use it on my whole face anymore. Okay, so now that I have that down, I'm actually using a powder foundation. I'm using the MAC Studio Fix, and this is an NC15. I do think I'm going to do a review on this. This is the first time I've ever used a MAC like powder foundation. And actually, this is like the first professional powder foundation I've ever used. I was using the Maybelline Better Skin, and they discontinued that, and it was literally like a holy grail powder foundation. It gave you great coverage, it wasn't expensive, you actually got a lot of product in it, and they discontinued it and went to that Super Stay powder foundation, and I am not a big fan of that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do my under eye, and I'm going to use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and this is in the neutralizer, or I'm sorry, not neutralizer, it's the brightener. And I put it right underneath my eyes. And I also like just to use it as like an eyelid primer as well. Blend it out, I actually just use this little Real Techniques any little sponge, and I don't even get it wet, honestly, or damp. I just don't really care enough to do it, if I'm gonna be honest with you. And you kind of get a little bit more full coverage, I think. Okay, so now that I have that, sometimes I'll spot conceal, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't even put concealer under my eyes. I'll literally just use the powder, and no, it's not gonna give you the best coverage, but sometimes I just don't care, and I just wanna put it on and be at the door. So today I'm gonna use this Maybelline Fit Me, and I have fair. So really with this, I just cover any spots that I want extra coverage. So now that I have that, I'm actually gonna set my under eyes, but I don't use the powder like foundation if I put a concealer on. I actually just like to use the Airspun. I just think it makes it look a little bit better if I do that, but I will show you. So I use this very, very old e.l.f. blush brush, which I love. I've had it seriously for years, and it's good quality if you can have it as long as I have. And I'm not going like super far down since I am going to use a powder foundation. And I also do my lid with this. And you know what? I'm going to dust just a tiny bit over the areas that I did with the concealer, just to like set it a little bit more. Getting powder everywhere. Now I'm going to take the powder foundation, and I use this e.l.f. brush. This is a newer one, and I think it's the Flawless Face brush. I'll have to look it up and put it down, but it's pretty fluffy, and I do like it. I think it works really well. So what I do, obviously, is just go into the powder. I do not tap off the powder. I just leave it all on there, and then I kind of just boop and tap it in, and then kind of rub. This foundation matches me like perfectly, and it looks really good on the skin, I think. And I am going to actually go into it one more time and take the brush, the e.l.f. brush, and I'm going to go over it a little bit on my under eye, just a tiny bit. So I actually haven't been using bronzer much lately. I don't know, I haven't felt like it, and it's just easier to do blush. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm using this NYX Dusty Rose. I use this every day, I love it. Great color. I'm using a Sedona Lace 850 for this. Now that I have that, I'm gonna do highlight. And I'm using this e.l.f. highlight in Moonlit Pearls. Up here, a little on my nose, maybe a little up here, maybe a little bit. For my eyes, super simple. I'm going into my Kat Von D palette. I'm literally taking this kind of grayish taupe color. You can use really any color you want. You could use a brown, like a light brown if you wanted to, or just whatever color you like for your crease that looks good on you. And then I take this little crease brush and I just stick it into my crease. So as you can see, it just kind of gives you a little bit more of a definition there, but it's not too bold. So I do that, and then for the rest of it, I literally just use my highlighter so that it all kind of ties together. I will say when it comes to the brow bone that sometimes instead of using the highlighter, I will use the matte yellow shade out of this palette, the one right there. But it just kind of depends on if I want it to be like a little more matte. I'm going to take just this brush right here, go into the highlighter, and I'm going to just put it on my lid. Now once I have it on my lid, I will go back in with this crease brush and just kind of blend the edges a little bit. Today for this, I am going to put the highlight under my brow. And I will take a pencil brush and go into that taupey gray color and put that on my lower lash line. So, as you can see, it's just a nice, pretty eye. I feel like it just looks great for the daytime. And after this, because I'm done with all my face stuff, I'm going to spray my face now because I'm going to put mascara on after this. I'm using this Rimmel Stay Matte Fix and Go. This is actually a decent setting spray, I will say. I kind of like it. Smells like cucumber and melon. And now mascara, I'm doing CoverGirl Lash Blast. Now that I have that on, I don't fill my brows in really. I actually don't really do that anymore. My brows are, I think, kind of perfect the way they are. And occasionally I'll fill them in a little bit if I want more definition, but I usually just kind of brush them and leave it at that. So, final touches, lips. Most of the time, I just leave it with this lip balm. But today, I think I'm going to put a little bit of this Essence Shine 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 Wet Look Lip Gloss. And what is this? Smile Sparkle Shine is the name of it. So I'm going to put a little bit on. Alright, so this is the finished look. I think it's very put together, very simple, it's fast. I really hope you liked it and you can put this together yourself. So thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video.